Watch this. Watch
Next, football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the Dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hugs, put in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach trying to stand on the scene, giving advice, he do what he mean. Jay Mack and Swaggy Big, rocking the gear, it's so clean.
These guys are go easy, off the easy for cheesy. When my steppers are special kids, making pieces so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All our fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about their club. We do it for the dub.
We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub.
Welcome to the Dub, number one high school podcast starring Matt Oteezy, Jeremy McGinnis, Whitfield Roderick, Coach Carr, and Ryan Riser.
Well, all right. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the number one talk show. Speak out.
The Dub, baby. You heard it first. The Dub.
Here we go. It's raining out here, fog out here. Fog gate 2. It's the battle of the fog, baby. Or get outside. Everybody got their clothes on. My bad. But it's going down. Who gonna set the tempo? Who gonna do it? It's going down. It's Friday night. You don't have to be nowhere else but here. Let's get it in.
Man, Willow, you've been stepping the game up in that broadcast, man, in the playoffs.
Say that again.
You've been stepping your game up.
Hey man, you know,
I know, man. You in season though, you will take care of business, but boy, at Elboy, it's like God, you to the Stephen A.
hey man, look, that record, that record reflects that too.
Woo! What's up, fellas?
What's up, J man?
What up, fella?
Hey man, it's Sunday night. We had just had a great weekend of foosball, semifinal style. And I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. How y'all feeling?
Man, I feel great.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel great.
Yeah.
In the football, I feel great. What up, Matt?
What up?
Matt, what's up, man?
Figured I'd come in and join y'all. I got my work finished early this week, so I can pop in on the Sunday since I won't be able to join you guys on Wednesday night.
Well, that's what's up, man. We appreciate that, man. You know, the more you could do, man.
You don't.
Yeah, that's a home, man.
Anything to help some friends.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And since you're here,
not like y'all need me or anything. It's entertaining without me, so don't think y'all need me or anything.
No. We definitely love to have you. We definitely,
you definitely want it, man. That's for sure.
I appreciate that. But I didn't want to make it seem like I wouldn't want to make it seem like y'all needed me or anything. I just,
Oh no, we don't like those words. Need those are like.
Yeah, especially Willow. He hate that word need. I learned that personally, man. Don't ever say that. But I do got a question for you, man. We're gonna start off with this, man. I was just watching the Westlake beat the must off of North Shore.
They did.
Bruh, where the hell did Westlake get these white kids?
They got some cats, man. They got some cat daddies over there at Westlake too, man. They got some dudes who can play, man. Their D line. I watched that game. Their defensive line just kicked North Shore's offensive line's ass. Like, just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They thoroughly whipped them, and they always give North Shore trouble, but they gave them a whole bunch of problems yesterday. It was impressive. It was just it wasn't no smoke and mirrors about it. It wasn't nothing fancy. It was just they kicked their ass.
Man, but Matt, that D line. I mean, they big. They big. They athletic. The whole defense is like. I don't think there's nobody under 6 foot on the defense.
They're all tall. They're all lean. They run well. They play really sound. Tony Salazar is a great defensive coach. He was Todd Dodge's DC when they won. Kay Klubnik and that crew came through. They won 3 in a row. He was the DC. He got promoted to head coach, and he's a very good defensive coach. They have a good game plan usually for teams like that, and for because people say that they're North Shore's so athletic. Westlake's athletic too. Like, let's not get it twisted. They keep a good mile relay. They keep good track teams over there. They have good basketball teams. Like, this is not a team that's a plodding team. Their middle linebacker, Shaper is his name. He's committed to Duke right now, and I don't see how other schools haven't gotten on him. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he is. And I like the big number 99.
I think it's Vosic's little brother, Colton Vosic. Remember Colton Vosic with the Texas? That's his little brother.
99?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, 90, 98. Like, good Lord, man. I mean,
yeah.
The big old cornerback down there. Well, I forget his number. I think it was 17 or so. I was just like, man, where the hell are they making these kids at?
They're very good players. I got a good ball. It'll be a fun matchup with North Crowley on a Saturday night.
I tell you what, North Crowley better hurry up and get over that Duncanville hangover, because
there's no time to celebrate. Texas high school football playoffs. You can celebrate after this one, but you got to get ready for another one. So
because that team looked good.
Good ball club.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I was impressed. But in your opinion, what happened to North Shore? Like, they looked
flat. They looked flat for sure. But I think a lot of that, credit to Westlake. They had a great game plan. I think they panicked a little bit, especially early in the third quarter. You're down 21-10, and I think when they scored right before halftime to make it 21-10, and they knew they were getting the ball to come out to start the third quarter, I think they were so dead set on scoring that they hit the panic button when they had 4th and 3. I think it was 4th and 3 on their own 18, early third quarter. It's 21-10 game. Like, let your defense play. Hopefully your defense made some adjustments and count on your defense to get a stop. Because what happened was they go for it on 4th and 3 on their own 18. They don't get it. And now your defense has got to come on the field on a 20-yard field. Westlake, sudden change, goes for the throw, gets the touchdown, makes it 28-10. And you can see the North Shore body language has changed. It's 28-10, and you can see the body language change. And they were done. They were cooked. So
they got coach too.
Oh,
they got outplayed and outcoached. All the above, and North Shore and Coach Gaston, they gamble a lot. I just don't know in that situation, hanging your defense out to dry, going for it on 4th and 3 on your own 18, early third quarter in an 11-point ball game. To me, that's a panic move, and I wouldn't have personally done that. But that's a sign of panic.
I told y'all that North Shore was no longer North Shore. I know what the record said, but I told y'all that coaching has changed. The way things are handled have changed. And you cannot assume that the same person at the helm is going to make the same decision as the person that left. There's in-game decisions that people are going to make that's more towards their personality. So I just knew, after that game against Duncanville last year, I just had a feeling, man, that North Shore wasn't going to be North Shore. And they proved it. This is really their first big game.
Yeah, they got the mental edge over Atascocita. They handled Atascocita, and then you get into this situation. And, last year Westlake pushed them, but North Shore was able to hang on and beat them this year. Westlake went to Houston and beat them. Like, they went over to Katy. That was basically a home game for North Shore. I know it's an hour, it's still an hour for North Shore, but it was 3 hours for Westlake. So, I think North Shore is going to have to do some especially losing this really good senior class. I think they're going to have to really do some evaluating and really self scout and figure out some things, because, they the last couple of years have ended in real big disappointment, and they're kind of losing a really good senior class. like Duncanville is. And so I think they're going to have to reevaluate things. Duncanville still has the man in charge that's led them all this way. But, you know, we all know the end is closer than the beginning for Coach Samples. So, you know, that could change at any point too. You know, he's not a spring chicken anymore. So every year could be his last. So,
right.
You know, Father Time is undefeated.
He is.
That's true.
These are facts. But yeah, I thought that game was interesting. And how they lost that. I watched a little of the Vandegrift game. I didn't understand that game either. Even though Vandegrift, they don't have Westlake white guys, but they got good. They got some dudes over there.
They got a good team. I thought Summer Creek was. You know, they jumped on them real quick. It was 14-0 Summer Creek, and I kind of thought it was going to be a blowout. And you know, we're sitting in the press box and talking to the guy from the Austin paper, and he's just like, "Man, they can't keep up." And that sophomore had really fast. You know what? Like Vandegrift does have one really fast kid, number 13, the sophomore. He busted a 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown and made it 14-7, and kind of changed the game. I thought Summer Creek again on that last drive. They were killing them with the QB run game. Running QB counter, kind of off the faking the bubble to the right, and then pulling the right backside guard around and having him lead the QB. They were killing them with it. And on 3rd and 4 on the plus 31, I thought they were going to continue with it, and they tried to throw the ball, and the QB made a bad decision throwing it back into the middle of the field. Vandegrift picks it off, and they run the clock out.
Man. Hey, I just have a question. We was earlier in the show and during the course of the year, we talked a lot about Houston, and you know, I think we had one in the group where we talked about is Houston football making a comeback. I know you say it's seasonal. I know you say it kind of shifts from Houston to Dallas, but Houston not even making the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, is that musty?
Houston went 0-3 yesterday in the 3 biggest classifications: 5A-D1, 6A-D2, and 6A-D1. And I think if you're a Houston area football fan, you down bad right now, because it was a rough day for Houston, and taking 2 losses to Austin and 1 to San Antonio. You know, I think it's humbling. You know, and I actually talked to a couple of coaches in Houston today, and then one who's up here in Dallas who used to be in Houston, and the same thing was said about Houston versus Dallas at all 3 levels. It's not a talent thing. Houston kids are just as talented as Dallas kids. The difference is the mentality in Dallas, from the parents to the kids. Dallas Fort Worth, we got to throw. You know, I'm a Fort Worth guy, so I got to throw Fort Worth in the mix. But the parents. The buy-in from the parents, the buy-in from the kids, the way the kids work, the kids' mentality, and the administrative support, all is far superior in Dallas, Fort Worth, and the Houston area. There's pockets of it in Houston, but not across the board like it is in Dallas. And until Houston decides that they want to make that kind of investment, and you can do that from an admin and facility standpoint, but the mentality and the buy-in, that takes some time. That doesn't happen overnight. And I think it's just different. Houston had good teams this year, and there's no reason they shouldn't have been shut out of the state championship games at the largest classifications, but they were. And Randall, you know, to their credit, they seem to have buy-in from their kids and their coaches. They have a very dynamic coaching staff, guys who have been in big games and done things, and you see, you know, they're in the state championship game. So they're carrying the flag for the entire city this weekend because they are the only one.
And they got to go up against Stock.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Matt.
Hey, how much pressure is that? Go ahead,
I got a question for you, Matt. You know, with Duncanville going down, you know, DeSoto and North Shore, you know, as far as on a landscape, how you? Me personally, I think it's a good thing that we have a different game this year with Westlake and North Crowley. You know,
yeah.
I think it was needed. You know, in hindsight, it was needed because let's be real. Because Duncanville and North Shore, you know, they can be right back in the mix within 2 or 3 years. So, I think it was good that we can have a new state champ, especially in 6A Big Six.
Yeah, I think if you're not a North Shore or Duncanville fan, you're probably really happy that it's a different matchup because it does get, you get the same two teams playing. 5 out of the 6 years we've had, and we kind of thought it was going to be 6 out of 7 this year. And so, I think if you're not a North, I love North Shore Duncanville because I think it's a great game from just a football standpoint and a matchup, and it's the big dog in Dallas versus the big dog in Houston, and they're both loaded with talent and they have big fan bases, and it's usually a big atmosphere. But I don't mind. I'm glad for obviously happy for Ray Gates and interested to see the Westlake North Crowley matchup. I think stylistically it's a fascinating matchup to look at. So, but to Charlie Brewster's question, he mentioned that North Shore's last coach had the same success. He lost his last game at North Shore to Duncanville. It was the David Amador game where he got stopped on that 4th down. But then his next to last year, they won it. So his last 2 years at North Shore, they won state and lost in the state championship game. Gaston's first 2 years at North Shore, they lost in the state championship game and lost in the semifinals. So similar success, but not quite because K got a state title in his next to last year.
Okay.
I'm glad you kind of answer those questions. It's definitely, have us wondering what's down there in Mustyville.
Yeah. I got to do a podcast for Houston tomorrow, and it's going to be you might as well play some funeral music because it's going to be a lot of closed caskets for Houston football teams this year.
Because I want to listen to that. Listen to that, man.
Yeah, you're gonna need some support, man. We here for you.
I want to listen.
All right. As long as that check clears, we'll talk about it.
Hey, just take some deodorant with you, man. Just take some deodorant and some sage.
Yeah. And a little holy water and just pray, Yeah.
That'd be all right.
Whatever you do, don't bring that stench back with you.
Try not to. I always, as J-Mac says, when I drive back from Houston, I always make sure when I fly, I'm good, but I don't. The stench can get off me. But when I drive in, I got to stop at the dipping station.
Yeah, you see that stench in the air.
I'm just kidding, Houston. I enjoy visiting y'all in Houston. That's a lot of nice folks down there. So
it is.
Just tough 2024 football season though. Tough season.
Hey man. So let's get into it, man. Let's start off with Friday night. South Oak Cliff versus Argyle. Willow was there in the flesh. Did you go to that one, Matt?
No, Friday I was out in Abilene. I watched Gunner and Wall, and then I watched Salina and West Plains. Hey, West Plains came to play. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. West Plains.
Yeah, I do want to talk about Salina. We're gonna get there.
Yeah,
we're gonna go over the matchups. But first thing, I do want to kind of go over that. Since Willow was at the game, Willow, break it down for us. Was it as bad as it looked? To me, it was total domination. I really don't see nobody beating these cats unless they gonna go play up.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, honestly, it's on you.
No, well, believe half of what you hear and half of what you see, right? After a game like that, you always want to go back and look at the film because did you really see what you saw in real time, and did they really play that good? I thought Argyle came out right with the fight. They had everything going for them. They was ready. They was excited. I think when you talk about SOP, it's not whether or not they're gonna knock you out fast and hit you with the Tyson. It's they also had the ability to hit you with the Floyd Mayweather. Hey, if we need to go the full distance, we can. But I think a lot of times, Ty talk about it is those body shots. You know what I'm saying? The ability to go over top and hit you with the counter when you need to. It's just that SOC is so good at all three phases. And then you look at it. This is the second time in the week, right? Second week in a row, where I literally saw SOC make another team quit. I saw it. Like I literally saw Argyle, a undefeated team in the state semifinals, fold up. I saw it.
That pick six before halftime just did it.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. That just took them out. And then not only that, right? Not only the quick sixes, but they dominated them up front. And this kid, Corday Houston, I'm saying it, Matt. I've seen a lot of D linemen all over the country. From my time coaching, playing, whatever, however you want to see it. This kid's gonna be a 5-star. He'll be SOC first 5-star D lineman.
Mike Roach was talking to me about him on Friday night when I was leaving Whataburger after the game. He called me. He was driving back from Waco. He kept talking about he can't wait to see Corday Houston play next week against Randall and how dominant he's been. So yeah, I'm excited to see him play this week for sure.
And as good as he is, there are other guys on that line that's just as good. So they play together as a group. That SOC team, they move like family. They all speak the same language. They all move the same way from top to bottom. So when you get an opportunity to see them and what they did against Argyle and what they had done against a PNG team, I'm excited to see them go against a kid who is probably the only kid that you can say that they played against that played that position that's familiar with him is Caden Durham. And that's what Black Jesus is equivalent to. So again, when I looked at the Argyle game, man, I'm just being honest with you. That was pure domination, top to bottom. SOC leans on you. You know what I'm saying? Like they lean on you. Like there's in football, man. I don't know if Matt, you might remember this. You remember the old Hogs when the Cowboys used to do it back in the day with Eminem when they had one of them days where they was rushing for 200-300 yards and they was wearing you out. There wasn't nothing you could do. They get in their stance and they'll come back up and get back in their stance and fire off on you. Yeah. Like that's what soccer does to people weekly on both sides of the ball. And to see these kids from Argyle getting up after getting hit, like it wasn't no like ooh hits, like it was like ooh. Like there's a picture online where the kid was getting hit and the people on Argyle side, they players was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they playing at another level right now, Jeremy. And to be honest with you, I mean, you could probably bring a 4A team, a 5A, a 6A team up and let them play that. And I wouldn't necessarily say that that's going to be an easy win for anybody.
I'll say this. I think if SOC was in 5A Division I, I think they would win it this year.
Oh, yeah, that'd be Highland Park.
I think they would beat Highland Park or Smithson Valley. I think they would.
Yeah.
That's
Willow. What you didn't touch on, Willow, and I'm gonna say this right here. I done seen all the teams from down south play. SOC has the best linebacking core out of the bunch, man. That linebacking core, man.
Yes.
Listen, man. I done seen like when they running backs, when they hit you, you ain't listen. Say J Mac, when they hit you, you ain't going forward. You dropping right there on the spot. Man, that linebacker core is real, man. That's about one of the best linebacker core they done had too.
Oh man, listen, 7 and 9. Listen, man, and here's the beauty of it too, B-Rise. They hardly get touched. You know what I'm saying? And when they do have to come down, they coming down, man. Listen, I'm gonna say this. Them boys are coached very, very, very well. And they play like it. And that's the fun part of watching them. If you're a person who loves technique and fundamentals, it is a joy to watch these boys play football. It really is.
Okay. So, Matt, you could be a coach, though. I'm going to share your work, if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
Y'all go find my guy over here, Dave Campbell. All right, so there it is. The final matchup will be Richmond Randall versus Barney, South Oak Cliff versus Argyle, and the South Oak Cliff versus Richmond Randall. Tell us about this game. It looked like it was just a good old ass kicking. But my question is, how in the world do a team score 65 points the week before and only scored 7 this week.
And they ran into a different level of defense. I mean, Richmond Randall's defense is real. Like, they are very, very good. You know, they got Chase Sims, who's committed to Texas A&M on the defensive line, who's the headliner. But the guy next to him is the difference maker, number 12, LaJalen Jones. He is a game wrecker at D tackle. He's 5'10", 240, but really quick off the line. He's probably more like 5'9", 240. He's not that tall, but he's thick and quick. He's a game wrecker. Their linebacking core is really good. They'd be even better if they had Dominguez from Fort Bend Marshall there, but he was ruled ineligible by the UIL. You know, he wasn't allowed. He was ruled ineligible, so, you know, UIL picking on Houston schools, I guess, and
Southside Houston schools.
Yeah. Southwest Houston. Yeah, he got ruled ineligible, so he's ineligible this year. Their secondary, they're good at all. I mean, it's the defense that has not allowed more than 14 points in a single game all year. So they're very good, and they did a great job against Bernie, shutting them down. And I think it's going to be a great matchup when Randall's defense is on the field against the South Oak Cliff offense. If I'm just looking at the game and making a prediction, which you can see, my prediction is posted on Texas Football. We have all of our state picks posted. The difference here is I don't think Randall's offensive line is all that good. And Williams Callis is a really, really good running back, but he's not a big back. And so he needs a crease. He needs an opening, and I don't know if he's going to have any. I think the game is going to go a lot like the Huntsville game went, where Huntsville kept it close for a half. They were hanging on. Their defense was keeping them in it. But by the third quarter, they just got kind of ground down in the dust. They just kind of got worn down. And those 2 and 3 yard runs in the first half start turning in the third quarter. They start turning into 6 or 7 yard runs, and then in the fourth quarter they start turning into 50-yard runs. So that's kind of what I think is. I think Randall's defense is going to get worn down. I just think they're going to be on the field way too long.
Yeah, B-Rise, what you got? Yeah. I know you was at the game. I forgot you was at the game too. So
I'm just hitting on what Willow said. Argyle in the first half, I left like third quarter, man. You know, I underdressed, man. That rain, hey, it was getting on my ass. I had to underdressed, but but Argyle had chances in the first half, but you know they were dropping passes. I think they had a fumble too, if I'm not mistaken. So but Sock, man, in order to be Sock in 5A Division II, you really gotta play like a really A plus type game to beat them. No, but I was impressed. So I'm with Matt. I think Stock. I mean, they got it this week. I mean, I don't see Stock losing.
Oh wow, Matt. So you telling me Mallory and Ishmael pick Randall?
Damn.
No. Hey, I mean, Ish was at the Randall Bernie game, so you know he was there. So you know, sometimes we make predictions. You know, if we can. If we can see a path, we may. We don't. I personally don't like to see unanimous picks. So sometimes you got to throw a curveball in there every once in a while just to show them. So you know.
Well, speaking of picks, Matt, we definitely did that last week. It was the curveballs thrown in there last week.
Yeah. I think me and you were the best too, and were we 6-4? I think was our
record. That's the best 6-4. Yeah, I had to see my record.
Yeah. 6-4.
Yeah. Speaking of them picks, boy, it was some rough picks last week, boy.
Yeah,
rough.
Man. Hey, that's it. When you get to this time of year, there's a lot of games that are pick'em games and a lot of 50-50 coin flip games. That's just like I think Highland Park Denton Ryan was a coin flip game, and it turned out that way. You know.
Yes. Hey, South Lake and Longview was the flip one.
Yeah. You want to talk? I mean, that was I watched a good portion of that. Man, that was a. I told Riley called me while I was in the press box getting ready for Vandergrift and Summer Creek, and he was making sure that the game was on Texas Live. He was going to watch when he got back to the field house after their game, and. I was like, man, that was a war against Longview. He goes, man, you have no idea. He goes, that was a physical football game. And I think either, Longview probably is thinking they walked away. They let South Lake off the hook. They had a chance to win. They made some mistakes. I know they dropped a wide open. They had the fullback on the wheel route wide open, and he dropped a touchdown pass. You know, they threw an interception in the end zone and made some mistakes. You know, they stopped Southlake on that 4th and 2 and didn't get a first down. They ran 4 straight plays, and Southlake, their defense held up and did a great job. And, you know, the field goal, you know, controversial call, you know, 50-50 call. And, you know, I think, you know, it was close. I mean, the pictures that I've seen, it looks like the kid did make slight contact with the Southlake kicker. The kicker did flop. There's no question about that. He embellished it, but what kicker?
Good.
That's good coaching. Yeah, that's what you coach your kicker and your punter. If a guy is near you, you act like you got shot. Like that's what he is taught to do. That's what every good coach tells you, and he was able to sell it. That's a good officiating crew. That's not some slappy group of officials that are working that game that both coaches agreed to. You know, those guys have worked state championship games. In fact, that crew has worked 2 of South Oak Cliffs. They worked the Liberty Hill game and the first P&G game. Like they've worked at least 2 state championships that I know of. That's a good officiating crew. Did they miss the call? Maybe. It's a close call. I probably wouldn't have made that call, but you know, the pictures that I saw, he did make slight contact, and that's just if Longview takes care of what they can take care of, then they're probably not in that situation to begin with. Anyway.
Yeah, when number 8 had that long go route, when he beat my man on that spot route and took it to the house, if he would have scored that, that's a different ball game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 4th and 2, you know, when Roddy went for it, because we were sitting up in the press box, I said, man, they need to punt the ball, right? Punt the ball, get it to the other side, you know, and make Longview go to the Marston Field.
Mm-hmm.
So when their defense came up huge and they ran the same play, counter.
4 times.
Yeah, like come on, man.
And
like,
I get it.
Off of that. Like I thought they were going to their fullback dive, huh?
I get it. I know you want to put the ball in your guy's hand, but at least one time, maybe have something off of that. You know, a little boot action, the dive. You know, something out just to because Southlake they were selling out to stop Boosie at that point. You know, they were.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, okay, if when they went for it on 4th, they was going to hit him with a play action. Now, here's the thing: I'm glad Riley didn't do. Glad he didn't call a timeout. Because, hey, man, Longview is hell coming out of timeouts. If they can go over there and game plan you for that one play, they you.
King's going to dial something up. Yeah, he's going to dial something up. So
you know what I'm saying? So I thought at the end of the day that, I mean, Longview, you got to make the plays. There were so many plays in there that you should have made. Like Matt said, the wheel route. Now, I'm surprised they didn't go back to that.
It was there. You know, I thought that Longview came out throwing the ball and looked really sharp and crisp in the passing game and moved the ball well. So, you know, I was impressed. And, you know, credit to Southlake, though. You got to give them a lot of credit. What they've dealt with injury-wise and reinventing their team and taking the big tight end and putting him on defense. Van Dorser, I think is his name.
Yeah, big 88. Yeah,
Tennessee. He's committed to Tennessee. He's a dog. Like when they put him on defense, he's a difference maker. You know, he's a really good player. And
he's the biggest thing on the D line because you know my other guy, young Jake. Shoot, he ain't up about 5.
Yeah, he's a little fire plug out there. So but that was just a good ball game. Like I mean, 2 programs going at it, 17-17 game. Late in the 4th quarter, like I bet Coach Carr, I bet you were up there loving that, just the strategy and just everything about it. Like I think it was a great ball game.
Man, we was trying to watch the North Crowley and Duncanville game, and that was a good game. And the way Gates came out in that game, then between that game and then the game we was watching, I was like, Jay, man, I'm finna watch this game here, man. Because this was a good game. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, those 2 programs, like it was unbelievable. You had 2 programs, 2 coaches, and for the first time ever playing against each other.
What was the crowd like? What was the crowd like at SMU?
It was unbelievable, man. Yeah. It was packed, man.
Great. Yeah.
Man, it was nice out, so you know it wasn't raining.
Yeah.
The weather was good. It felt good. Man, we chopped it up with Daddy Dodge. You know what I mean?
I ever get invited to a family barbecue because Willow interrupted the family picks. The Dodge.
I'm surprised, Willow. I don't know if you want to smoke with Mama Dodge, man. She might have got after you, Coach.
Hey, she gave that look. I wish I could. I'm gonna play the other video, but she gave that look, and Willow finally saw that look and was like, "Okay, Papa Dodge, we need to."
Smart man. Smart man, Willow. Smart man.
Hey, I didn't know. My whole back was turned to him. So when she walked up to the side and put her hands on her hips and looked and tilted that head, I said, well, let's end this right here. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. Hey, but you know what? Shout out to Papa Dodge because he was having the ball. Like he's
a great dude. Like I love Coach Dodge. He's really, Riley's a great guy. And I used to be, when I was a young reporter and Coach Todd Dodge was at South Lake Carroll, man, like I was scared to death of him because, this is Todd Dodge, and I got to know when he was at Westlake. He's just a great dude. Like he's a really down to earth guy, and just will talk to you. He's not, he'll just talk ball with you. Yeah,
and he was doing it. He was doing it, and like I said, man, Willow probably, we probably ain't gonna never get a chance to go to the barbecue, but this week.
No, hey, so no, let's be honest. I'm going. J-Mac ain't going. All right. J-Mac tried to shake Papa Dodge's hand, and he looked at J-Mac like, what you doing? You know what I mean? And then I started talking to him. He looked at me, and then I just put that sweet baby Jesus on him. Hey man, how you doing? Coach Carr, I'm doing good. I'm having a great. And then it just went from there. He looked at J-Mac, and he didn't know if he should run. I'm just telling you how it happened. Yeah. And listen, man, I'm sitting up in the stands watching them on the field. So I see everybody running up to him, shaking his hand and all this other stuff, and he'll look at him and walk off and like, yeah, all right, man, all right, whatever. But man, he started talking to us, Matt, and man, if his wife wouldn't have came over there, we'd still be talking.
Yeah.
Right now.
Good.
Right now.
Good. It was awesome. Yeah.
I want to play Riley, a little bit of Riley post game because I thought Willow did a pretty good job. I had to edit it down because Willow was long-winded Saturday, but Willow was
that was my dog. You went against him. It was a lot we had to discuss.
Yeah, he had to get on me about picking against him, though.
It makes no sense to me right now, right? Okay, but outside of that, your team came out at fault. And playing in a game like this, given the fact that you guys are down both your starting running backs, you manufactured a run game. What was the game plan coming in, and how involved was your quarterback once you realized as the game started he wasn't playing his best football? What did you do to
Well, yeah, I think going to the game is just not pressing, and man, their boxes. I know y'all talked about it last week, but they're 4 down linemen and they're 2 inside linebackers, the best 2 inside linebackers we've played all year. But they were playing a lot too high and taking away the pass. We had to be patient. They were doubling number 11, Brock Boyd. I was proud of the way we stayed steady. I thought we did really good putting the ball on the perimeter, getting quick spits. Probably should have done that a little bit more with the tight box. But man, at the end of the day, it's just felt like going to this game we're playing with house money a little bit. Odds stacked against us with the injuries we've had. But these kids, like you said, 17-17, going into it, and then finding a way to win. Man, this is two programs that believe in the same things, duking it out, and this is what you want to see in the final work on.
Yeah, that's what I was excited about coming into this game. These are 2 programs, right? So whenever you get 2 programs in a situation like this, it's always a toss-up. And it just seems like the team that made the least amount of mistakes won this game.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: when you didn't decide to go forward and punt it and change the field position, how big of a stop was it for your defense? And what was the thought pattern giving them the short field?
That was huge. I mean, I told the kids we got on the sideline shot hard.
I'm gonna cut it off right there. But yeah, man, I always enjoy Riley. Riley always give us good, talk to us and give us good interviews. I think everybody was amazed, Matt, that Willow was up in there with some Seagoville Dragon and not Carroll Dragon gear on, and I think it threw him off. That's why he did so much love.
Then I used to see that blue dragon, used to that green dragon, blue dragon.
Yeah, they like that Puff the Magic Dragon.
But no, I mean, real quick, man, just to go over that game, man. I thought it was a great game. Longview has nothing up to hold their head down about. I thought they played. I'm a little different from what a lot of other people like to say. Like, I just feel like when two good teams play, you're gonna win some battles and you're gonna lose some battles. So, you know, if somebody get the best of somebody that one play, that don't necessarily mean that it is going, you know, I don't think that's such a big deal as what, you know, like other people try to blow it up to be. I do want to know why they didn't go like try to, like Boosie came out second half, he was on fire. I was just wondering what was that the first half. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't seem like he really got off in the first half.
Well, you got to think about that though, J Mac. They planned for that one. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at what they was doing, they said, okay, look, we'll give you all these little outside stop routes, these little curls, these little quick game underneath, but you're not gonna run the ball on us. And I think they sold out for that run. You know what I mean? And it paid well for them. You got to think about it. When we was talking about, oh yeah, they about to take a shot. We said, yeah, they about to take a shot, but they do. Turn around and hand it to Boost, and Boost went 15. You know what I'm saying? So I think, again, over a course of time, it's going to work for them. I think, like you said, after halftime, but when the game mattered the most, man, it's like Sapley just said up front, you little homeboy, man, they just went to work. They went to work. And
let this be a lesson learned to everybody. Stop playing South Lake at SMU. That's about as worse as playing Highland Park up there at Jerry World.
I think the only one that's ever beat. Only time I ever remember South Lake losing to SMU was when DeSoto beat them.
That one time, yeah, when Taylor Young stopped Kenny Hill.
Yeah.
Well, now then, you know that team from Miami came down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did beat the team. Miami Northwestern did beat. That was at SMU too. Yeah, but in the playoffs, the only time I can remember them losing to SMU is to DeSoto. So
yeah, you can't just quit doing it. I'm just being honest. Like, we would still be arguing because our South Lake they would have to come on down to Kincaid.
Well, hey, look, that's the same thing we can say about why would you play?
I wouldn't play Longview at Kincaid either. I might. Let's go to Mesquite Memorial or something.
Yeah,
right. Like what is it? Longview at Kincaid. I wouldn't play Highland Park at the Star in Frisco. Come on, man. I can't play that game out there against Highland Park and South Lake at SMU. Now I will say this though, man. Out of all the teams that we talking about that's playing for the state title, we got to revisit this. B-Roz, Matt, and J-Mac left, but B-Roz and Matt got to revisit this. How important was SOC preseason schedule versus everybody else who's not playing?
I think. I mean, for me, B-Roz. I mean, for me, I think. I mean, if you were going to talk B-Roz, my bad. I think it was really important because they needed to play those kind of games because we knew, no offense to the rest of District 5A Division 2, but it wasn't going to push SOC the way they needed to be pushed when it comes to winning those big playoff games. So they got to see.
We pushed them for 2 plays, but go ahead.
But they needed to see that kind of competition and get the things exposed that needed to get exposed so they could clean it up and fix it and get ready for the playoffs. And also, I think the handling a road trip, this is the first time Sox had to travel in the playoffs, really. So going to Houston, going to Longview, I think they got used to a travel schedule on a game day. Because, anybody knows when you're traveling 2, 3, 4 hours on the road, that's a lot different. It's just a completely different game day than it is when you have a game an hour away. You're handling things a lot different. So I think being able to handle that and get to work that schedule out was big for South Oak Cliff. So it's paid off obviously for them because they've been dominant during this playoff run. So I think it was huge.
I'm gonna say this, Willow. Their preseason schedule, you know, it has helped them to get to where they are. But, you know, like I said, you know, we're gonna have a debate probably, you know, another 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now. You know, I'm always, you know, believe, hey, they could have played a Holland part, you know, or Den Ryan,
Westlake,
or where, you know, and still being in the same predicament they are now. It's always, you know, that's just my opinion. You know, I'm stand by that. But obviously, you know, playing North Shore and Duncanville and Longview, of course, they're gonna help because, like you said, with Matt, you know, with the traveling aspect of it. So,
yeah, I think Coach Todd intentionally sought out, and I think when he says the games don't count, I think what he means is they're not really looking. Of course, they want to win, but that's not a loss. Isn't going to end their season. It's not going to ruin what they're trying to do. They're looking to. A loss isn't a bad thing, especially in non-district if you learn something from it. Mm-hmm. And I think in those 2 losses, South Oak Cliff learned a lot about themselves. Learned some things, saw some things that needed to be cleaned up and fixed, and they learned from it. And so that's why you play those kind of non-district games, because you want to learn something from it. You know, I think me personally, I would almost, you know, I don't say I don't want to win, but you don't really learn anything about yourself when you beat somebody 65-0. Like that's an overmatched team. You're not really learning anything about yourself. So if you can play a non-district game against somebody really good, even if you take an L, if you could take something away from it that's going to make you better for the games that really matter in the playoffs, I think you do it. So they've done it, and they've done a great job with it. So it's, you know, no one can say it doesn't work because it works. So I'd love to see South Oak Cliff, Highland Park, South Oak Cliff, Denton Ryan, those kind of games. But I think also it takes 2 to tango. You know, they got to have, you know, they got to have the agreements. We don't know if
the other side turned it down because we don't.
No, we don't know what turned down. They had games already scheduled. South Oak Cliff may not even called those schools because I think, you know, they kind of, the Duncanville game is kind of one of those unspoken things where it's like, if you don't have a game and we don't have a game, we're going to play. And, you know, the Longview game came about because Aledo got put in 9-team districts. So they kind of, but the North Shore game, I think, was pretty much scheduled well ahead of time. They kind of had that one already lined up. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it make no difference. I don't even know how we talk about this. We talk about South Lake and Longview, but
you know,
well, we was talking about South Lake and Longview. We was talking about South Lake and Longview
because Longview played SOC, I guess, right?
There you go. And we talked about South Lake a couple of weeks ago about Raleigh and does it matter? And we said Raleigh's going to be there anyway because Raleigh's going to be Raleigh.
I mean, I don't see Duncanville North Shore helping them beat nobody they'll beat this year. They were going to beat them anyway. That's just how I feel. Because the talent level was that much different. They were going to beat them anyway. I'm sorry. You know, it is what it is. And just like I can't tell you wrong, there's no way you can show me.
I'm not even about to have this conversation with you because I swear I was about to say, I disagree. Let's agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? And just leave it at that because that conversation is gonna go forever, and I don't want to have that with you.
We got to talk about Duncanville and North Crowley. That's what we got to talk about.
I'm trying to get to it, man. But you know what? Let's just go there. Let's just go there because you was at that game, right?
No, I was at Baylor, but I was watched it online.
Okay, so I watched it. I'm gonna start off with B. Rise because he was there. Yeah, man. B. Rise said he got it broke down. I got a special guest commentator to come on and also help talk about that game. So B. Rise, talk to us about Duncanville, North Crowley, the game of the century.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, you know, me and my boy Swag, you know, we went out early, you know, with my boy Kai's, you know, we went early to have brunch, you know, to avoid the traffic. But as far as the game is concerned, you know, we sat on North Crowley side. First thing I said, you know, me, Swag, and the family were like, hey, North Crowley gonna have to score first. So, you know, they scored first on 4 down. I already knew that Gates was gonna kind of go for broke. But you know, before like that, with the fake can he kick? I guess the kick, the extra point he went for 2. I was like, okay. Then he did the onside. Like, okay. Then that onside, the second side, you know, the first onside, you know, it's like it's crazy because we all knew an onside was coming, but I'm like, anyway, I'm not gonna. But we all knew an onside was coming. From we all seen it, but when he did it again, it's like okay, and they didn't get it, it's like okay, maybe he's he just trying to throw the kitchen sink. He trying to build a league up because it was 12-0. Then they kicked the field goal, But my initial thought was, that going into that second half was like, man, they North Carolina threw the kitchen sink at them, and they did all this, and it's only 14-15 going to the half. And I knew we all knew Duncanville was getting the ball back at the half, and we all knew they were going to score. I mean, but they scored. But North Carolina, they came back. They on the kickoff, they had an amazing man. The dude made a great run. They put him at their own 18-yard line. Score. They put the pressure right back on Duncanville. And that point, North Carolina made a play. I think it was an NIT. I'm trying to see which one came first. I know Moore had an interception. Now Moore had a fumble, but I'm trying to see it was an interception as well. Either one of them, North Carolina made a key play on defense, and they scored again. And at that point, it was like they just kind of I don't want to say had their way with them because Duncanville fought back when they didn't get that 2-point conversion. I just knew right there because they were gonna run the ball out. But at the same time, Duncanville had chances. They just couldn't stop them. Even in the fourth quarter, it was like 3rd and 7. No, it was inside North Carolina goal line. If Duncanville stops them, they're gonna kick the field goal. They get, but man, North Carolina did what they had to do. They made their defense play what they had to. And as far as the offense is concerned, I don't know. I mean, it's like Duncanville secondary. They looked kind of confused out there because it was some receiver. They were wide ass open, and I'm not. And number one dropped. He dropped the bomb. If he would have dropped that, the game would have been over. But stuff happened. But man,
that's toward the end of the game.
Yeah, I think it was like a real wild. You remember that play, Swag?
Yes, I do.
Wide open. I guess he didn't see. I guess the sun.
Yeah. That's when they came back the next play, right? It hit 6.
Yeah, so man, it just seemed like North Carolina, I guess their package that they switched up, it gave Duncanville a lot of problems. It's like they didn't make the adjustment. I'm like, man, how these receivers get so open? I mean, it was a great game, man. Shout out to North Carolina and Gates, man. It was a great game.
Yeah, I want to. I had to bring Swag on, man. Shout out to Swag. Swag still a fan.
Yeah, it's family. I wouldn't mind, sorry.
Yeah, but I had to bring you on because according to the head man, you don't want me to ride with him. So let's give a shout out. We gotta get you on.
Swaggy Hollywood with OCT Media, standing here live with Coach Ray Gates. Coach Gates, year 4. You built year 3. I'm sorry. You built this from ground up. Last year it was tough. Year before it was tough. This year.
I'm going to stop you right there. I ain't even going to let you finish. I'm going to just put it to you like this. The only person that's been rocking with us and said we were going to do it from day one is who?
Swaggy Hollywood.
All day, every day. When everybody picked against us, Swaggy hit me up and he said, I'm riding with y'all. I've been riding with y'all for day one. And I appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Coach. I ain't got to go no farther. Coach Ray Gates, hey, we going to state, baby.
Yes, sir.
Y'all welcome back. Swaggy Hollywood.
First of all, hey, man, before we even start, I've been watching the show since the show started. Last time I checked, man, the Cowboys won.
Oh, we're gonna get there, man. We just been
I'm waiting to see my boy the whole show.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna end it with him. That's gonna be my ender.
Nah, man. First of all, shout out to y'all for even bringing me on tonight. I appreciate that from the heart. What's up, Matt? Shout out to you too. Willow, I was trying to catch up to you and speak to you Friday, but hell, they say you was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I had another job I had to go to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking for you. Man, this weekend has just been pretty fun, man. Been hanging with B-Rod since Friday at games. this game was everything it supposed to be, man. Like, I'm not sure if Allen themselves have had a sellout game like that at their own stadium. 18,000 seats. We saw people standing up, man, like the whole entire game. Like it was so crazy that they told me fire marshals turned away people who had tickets to the game. Allen gonna be refunding those people this week of their money. People who even had tickets can come in the game. Like that is just wow. But at the same time, before I even talk about the game, it also just shows, man, how far we have came in Texas high school football. This is a Texas high school football game sold out. Like I was telling B Rise, I said, man, ESPN, somebody major dropped the ball on this one. Somebody could have had a national televised just slugfest.
I don't think
that would have been a classic.
Yeah, I don't think it's that easy. I think Matt could talk to it about.
No, we wasn't giving that game up. We had rights for that shit. We ain't giving that up. Damn.
Hey, man.
It wasn't that easy.
We wasn't giving that one up.
They would have paid y'all for this one.
Hey, we made enough money off subscriptions. We good.
Hey man, y'all have a classic.
It was a great job this weekend for real.
Shout out to Texas Live.
Hey man, y'all did that, bro. Y'all got a classic forever. Like people gonna go back and watch that game. Like y'all gonna have more views.
Sure.
Like
once we got the first quarter, we had to call Allen and get the camera situation fixed because we were using their feed and they kept cutting to the sideline camera.
I did hate that. Like,
yeah, because we have to use their feed, and so we were using their feed, and they kept cutting the sideline camera. So I was watching the game, and I was like, "This is terrible." So I texted Pickle, and she called Allen, and they fixed it. You know, if you notice, like in the first quarter, the screen went black for a second, and then it came back on because they were switching the feed, and so we got it fixed. But yeah, I was hot. But yeah, we got it fixed. So it was good. It was a great ball game. It looked like an unbelievable atmosphere. It looked great. I mean, if we want to get into the X's and O's of that thing, I think for me, the biggest thing was North Crowley played with a light box, too high safety. They had a 5-man. Duncanville had 7-on-5 most of the time. And North Crowley played them with a light box. And when Duncanville ran the ball, they did run the ball very effectively. I think they averaged 8 yards per carry on the game. But they didn't stay patient enough with it. And they tried to throw into a lot of coverage and a lot of numbers. They bracketed more, and more got his, but they made it difficult on the rest of the guys to make plays. And I thought North Crowley, the key for their offense is the difference between last year and this year is they were able to run the football. They couldn't run it last year on Duncanville, and this year they were able to run the ball very effectively with Jimerson and Warren. And I think those are the two big keys: is that the defense, Duncanville didn't stay patient with the running game. And offensively, North Crowley did stay patient with it. I think Warren did he have 40 carries? I mean,
42 carries for 178.
So, I mean, that's the difference in the game. Really, is the run game on both sides of the ball. Duncanville, looking at the stats, Duncanville ran the ball 21 times for 160 yards. It's 7.6 average. North Crowley only had a 4.6 average, but they ran it 55 times. And they did steal a possession early, and that was key. But I think that to me that was the biggest key in the game is Duncanville. Duncanville this year was not a Duncanville personality football team because they were way more pass happy than they ever have been. And I get it. You got Keelan Russell and Decoria Moore. I would use those guys too. But the heart and the soul of Duncanville football is physicality and being able to run the football, and they didn't stick with it. So, and I think they knew that. I think that was a strategy North Crowley did intentionally. They knew they did not feel Duncanville would stay patient enough with the running game, so they stayed with that light box the entire game. That wasn't done by chance. That was scouted and done.
Yeah, and it's the same game plan they ran against Lovejoy because it's the same OC. But I gotta say this, Matt.
Go ahead.
When I was speaking about last week with Duncanville giving up these run plays, right? Everybody thought I was being crazy, right? You know, Joker's in the group. Oh, drunk J-Mac over here talking about somebody running the ball on us. I just want to say, for the record, number one, Cornelius Warren ran for 178. So evidently, I guess I do something. You was giving up the run.
Hey, J-Mac, it's funny you say that because I want to find two things. Number one, I got to give flowers to Coach Carr. Coach Carr preached one good. He preached about one good element of a football game. Every game special. North Crowley executed 2 outside kicks. Those 2 outside kicks, the difference maker. They set the tone at 12 points.
Well, yeah.
The game. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
they did. No, I hear you, and they did. And let me say this: Gates came out to everything at the everything and the kitchen sink at Duncanville.
Yep.
To go up 12, and it had points of that game when Duncanville went back on top. You had to say to yourself, they did all that, and Duncanville is still up. Yeah. But then as that game went along, and then you realize that Duncanville ain't committed to the run game. They never made North Crowley have to come into the box because they was worried about going downfield. And the weather was perfect day to go downfield. But all Duncanville had to do was run the ball. Yeah. He getting first downs. But you know, that was a problem in Lovejoy when they played soccer. They want to throw the ball all the time. So I think at this particular point, man, I mean, and this is just kind of going in hindsight, and even knowing what I knew before that, we said that the X factor with Duncanville was going to be the running back going to the game. He held up to his end when he got the touches, but he didn't get a lot of them. But then here's the other part. Bravo to Coach Gates and that coaching staff. They coached their butts off. They made the adjustments they had to make. Yeah. Their defense played damn good defense. They ran the ball. They played special team. So when we talk about in playoffs and going to the next level and who's going to be playing in those games, the teams that can run the ball, that play defense, special team. And North Crowley executed on all 3 phases.
Yeah, they had a big kickoff return. I know that set up a score as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They got the momentum back there.
Executed an onside kick. Yeah, kicked the field goal, which is North Crowley usually doesn't kick field goals. They actually kicked the field goal.
Yeah. And also mean
I had a chance to be in the locker room close to them before kickoff and, talk with a lot of players. And I talked to 2 in particular, 3 in particular, which is Jemison, Gibson, and Warren. And they all 3 was focused, man. Like, they wasn't on no noise talking. They wasn't on no revenge tour. Cornelius simply said, "Big bro, I want this. I want it bad." He got in my junior year, left me for a whole year thinking. He said, we wanted to get back to this game. Jemison, he just simply said, "I'm going to go out here and do my best." And Gibson just said, "Hey, big bro, nobody can hold me over there." And they all went out there and did what they did.
Yeah. And they stopped the run. One team they didn't stop the run. The other team didn't have to stop the run because the offense didn't run it. And to me, that's just crazy. But I got a question for you guys. Hold on, B-Rod, did you give your opinion about the game yet?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. My question to y'all, because I see a lot of people, posting and talking about being out coached and things like this. I just got my opinion about that is you lost by 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what's the definition. Like, okay, did the one coaching staff do better than the other to win the game? Yes, but I didn't see this as being like totally, outclassed coaching wise. I think one staff got the best of the other.
You know what, J-Mac? It just came
Go
down.
ahead, B-Rob.
It just came down. It wasn't. They didn't get our coach. You know, the coaches for North Carolina did a great job, but it just came down to them North Carolina players wanting more. They had, you know, they had more resilience. They made the play when it counted. Believe me, Duncanville had a chance to make some stops.
They took the lead.
They just couldn't.
They couldn't.
I mean, they just couldn't.
Yeah.
So I just hate when people take a game. I hate people take a game like this and try to ruin it, man. Like with coaching or like both of those coaches coached their butt off. Both of them. Samples, he coached to the end. Gates, he coached to the end. Those players played to the end. I just hate when people try to take a great game, just like the Longview and Southlake game. Both coaches coached their butt off. Just the end didn't go, you know, the way it went. That controversial call, I'm pretty we're gonna hear about that a lot. But at the end of the day, that was a classic football game. This game right here was a classic knockout, drag out fight. We all knew when Duncanville was down 12-0, the whole entire nation knew they was gonna make a run. DeCorian Moore was gonna turn into Megatron. And I turned to B-Rise and I said, B-Rise, DeCorian Moore finna go off. And that's exactly what he did. And just like that, we got a 15-14 game. So it was never, to me, nowhere where a coach outcoached another or a coach did anything to cause their team that game. That was just a dog fight. And like you said, J-Mac, this game could have went either way. They get the conversion, we got a 36-36 overtime ball game. So
it could have went anyway, but it didn't. And because of the decisions made in this game, this is why it didn't. Again, you're getting 7 yards a pop.
Mm-hmm.
A Duncanville team in the past 4 years would have ran that ball 1,000 times, and then if I got to go on top because the numbers favor me, I'm going up top. But one team didn't believe in that run long enough to make a difference. And again, that is a level of coaching. You know what I mean? So in a game that goes where it's 2 points, right? It's a couple of things. One, it's it could be one play. It's just one play, right? We're talking one play. We're not talking about a series of plays. We're talking one play. So that one decision not to stick to the ball, that's just stick to the run. That's one. Maybe it's that missed tackle. Maybe it's that turnover. Maybe it's special teams. There were a lot of things that went wrong in that game for people on both sides. So in a game where it comes down to 2 points, it's never going to – it always could be coaching. It always could be a kid not making a play. Like y'all said, to me, that game just came down to who made the best decisions.
Right.
And that's the difference between losing that game and winning that game. If Gates come out and kick the ball off rip, right? Let's just say he comes out and kick the ball off rip, just kick it deep. Just Duncanville get on their pad and start going and go down and score. Now you don't know what that do to your team. So what Gates said was, okay, we're going to go ahead and put y'all in pressure right now. Kick the opening kickoff, onside kick. They got the ball. It wasn't enough for them to get the ball. They had to score. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now they do that. And then they get another one. They almost got a third one. So I think when it comes to those games like that, it always comes down to coaching. It always comes down to, a player making a play here and there, man. It just goes both ways. You can't have a game that, and Matt, you can't have a game that close and don't think a couple of decisions in that game is going to affect that game one way or another. They're huge.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's I don't say it's out coached, but sometimes coaches wish they could have decisions back, and that's just football. Especially when you have two teams that are closely matched. I think every coach, especially after a loss, was going to go back and analyze their decision making, and are my tendencies too strong one way or the other? Do I need to have a counter to this tendency? A lot of self scouting needs to be done. So even from a play calling standpoint, I think that has to be done. So it is, North Crowley was up for the fight. They're they're a great team, and they're a worthy opponent, and they showed it, and that was a game that even if Duncanville would have pulled that game out, I think we all would have walked away saying North Crowley is here. They're a legit team, and they're ready to compete at the highest level at this point. So they just happened to get over the hump, this week. So credit to them.
Yeah,
I just want to say this.
I'm talking about like people were saying. You saw the way you see it online. The way people were saying. I didn't think it was like that. Like, of course, if a team win, they did more on their coaching side than the other, right? Like, hey, athlete, they taught their kicker. You got to flop like Ginobili or something. Somebody get close to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it worked. So that's coaching. So. Of course, coaching, but I'm saying as far as the way people were saying out coach, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's the easy thing to say if they don't understand football.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that just I get it. A lot of folks are fans, and it's hard. If you're a fan, it's hard to look at your team and their results objectively either way. Like I see, you see the talk all week. Duncanville fans saying we finna whoop North Crowley again. It's gonna be 40 points again. North Crowley fans, they're fans. Like they're not gonna be objective about what they see because they only see the good in their team and the bad in the other team because they're looking for it because they want to give themselves a reason to have hope. So it's hard to really, it's hard for me to take what fans say seriously. Most of them, because there's very few that have the ability to be objective about their own team.
I think the most distasteful thing I saw on the internet today was Houston fans, North Shore fans, talking about we need to fire Willie. Willie just went undefeated. He lost in the state semifinals. What you want to fire Willie for?
Yeah.
Like
it's tough.
Bring back K. Bring back K. Like one loss.
Nah, actually two.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
But even so, though, Willow, we talk about the championship game and the semifinal.
I know what we're talking about, but again, the hardest job to have is to follow a legend.
True,
it's the hardest job to have.
J Matt,
that's why when Sam.
Yep.
Go ahead.
My bad. Like, we've had the same problem when the great Sam leaves.
When Sam leaves,
as soon as Duncanville get put out there around. You already know it's gonna be all types of
it's so hard to follow a legend. It really is. That's why the guys that are able to do it and be successful really need to be commended. Because I don't know if there's a harder job in the world than follow like who when Scott Surratt leaves Carthage. Whoever follows that guy, good luck. When even Todd Dodge when he left South Lake Carroll, people crap on Hal Lawson. That dude did win a state championship, but he only won one. He only won one.
Run across the field.
Yeah, he only won one, and everyone thinks he's like the worst coach ever. And the dude won a state championship because you're comparing yourself to a guy who was legendary. So it's when Samp does retire, I mean, and like I said, he's not a spring chicken. It's gonna be sooner rather than later. I'm not saying it's gonna happen this year, but he's Father Time doesn't lose games, and so he's eventually gonna hang it up. And so when he does, the next guy, I'm sure Duncanville's gonna hire a great coach. That's a great program, great resources, everything you need to be successful. But you gotta follow a legend. Like if you don't win a state championship, you're a bad coach.
You suck.
You are, you are, and that's. Listen, man, I haven't seen a lot of programs that continue that type of success, following a legendary coach. It's just not a lot of look at the Patriots. Everywhere Phil Jackson been. Right? It's hard. It's hard, man. It really is hard. It's hard.
Now, Matt, I want you to answer this question that I had up. I mean, that somebody asked. Do you think it's fair that everybody said, "Oh, he can't win without Peterman. He can't win without Peterman. This and that." Is that fair criticism?
No, it's not fair. But I mean, right now it's factual. So I mean, but I don't think it's fair to samples. But I mean, if people have that opinion, I think they're within their rights because it's accurate. But I don't agree with that. I think that's, I think Peterman helped, but I also think Samp probably would have got him one with or without Peterman, especially last year with it as that group was special. So I don't think it's fair, but I don't really begrudge anybody for thinking it because it's accurate right now.
Yeah. Hey, Swag, I know you say you got to go, man. What you got for the people on your way out?
Oh, man. I just want to look at this camera, man, and just say, I think I said it in the chat. We just saw, I ain't going to say I say we, all of us. We just saw two of the most decorated high school football careers that we was blessed to see in yesterday, man. That's always a pro and a con to the playoffs. The playoffs, you're going to see greatness and you're going to see defeat where it's going to leave you saying, man, I just saw it. I turned to B-Rise yesterday. I said, B-Rise. Man, we just saw two of the greatest careers in, bro. Like, it was going to be next week or this week. Unfortunately, it ended up being this week. But, man, shout out to Keelan Russell. Shout out to DeCorian Moore. Man, you two kids, what y'all done for Texas high school football this year, it's going to take a while for two teammates to do that over. It was unbelievable. It was great to watch for a whole 4 years. You guys have been on that field and entertained us, gave us wow moments, gave us great moments. We appreciate y'all. And far as y'all five go, not pictured, Pat, I love y'all, bros. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm always support. We gonna always be brothers, no matter what anybody say, anybody do. We the dub for life. 5. I'm out. Y'all be light, man.
Yes, sir. We'll holler at Swag.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother.
I got a question for you. I got a question for y'all. So, North Carolina, they just knocked out the defending state champ, a historic game. We don't, we're not making any prediction, but if they somewhat lose to Westlake, would it be a disappointing season in your opinion? By beating Duncanville and can't get over the hump, or you think, regardless, this is a great season, whether they win it or not? I think it's a great season. I think it's a great season regardless. Whether they win or lose, this against Westlake. What do y'all think?
Well, hey man, since I ain't the number one supporter no more, now they got to win it.
You've been fired apparently.
Damn.
Yeah, since I've been replaced, dog, they gotta win it. They gotta win it by 40.
Man, a high bar. That's a high bar.
Nah. It's been a great year, but of course,
yeah, I think so.
Of course, man. If you're there, you might well win it.
Yeah, I think.
That's all I say. What you think?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know how I want to respond to this. It's a guy that I admire a lot. That I was just talking about how nobody has had a start like him. And I like him a lot. And he don't like me no more. Because he said I didn't support him to the end up until last week. Well, unfortunately, Coach, you can't get rid of me that fast. Okay? I'm not a stalker, but I'm pretty freaking close. I thought you had a tremendous year, Coach. I thought you had an amazing year. I think right now, for you, yes, it will be a great season because they beat 2 of the Kings, 2 state champions to get here defending this year. And I think it's time for them boys for Crowley to go ahead and get them one. And Erica, I know that it don't feel right now because Coach Carr went against y'all. But y'all got to understand, when I go against y'all in big games, y'all always win. I'm playing against y'all against DeSoto, and y'all won. So I think you need to revisit that, Coach Gates. And I know you watch everything, Coach Gates. It's love, man. It's all love, Coach.
Chestnut checkers, right, Carr? Chestnut
There
checkers.
you go. There you go. He didn't even see it coming.
You won as good as your last pick, Willow.
Hey, and my last hey, I'm number one right now, B-Raj. You can't talk to me like that.
Yeah, I'm last down. Let me shut up.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to entertain losers.
Coach Carr is number one in the playoffs.
That's it. Right here, baby. All y'all had to do was just let me get locked back in the football and not have to worry about these baby dragons over here. Yeah. And we put it through y'all.
Hey, man. It's only about a little bit. It ain't about a lot.
It's about one game. And then, J-Mac, you're in the overall season lead by one game over me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. We'll come down to this weekend.
Yeah.
Shit, I ain't got my trophy, man. I don't know if this even means anything.
Have you got your trophy yet?
No. You know how the promotions work.
Yeah. I got mine. It's broke. It's broken, but I got it. I do appreciate Pat for getting that trophy. I do appreciate that, Pat. I do. I mean, for me, I think it's been a successful season already. I think it would be a disappointing end. You never want it to end. If you do lose in a state championship, it's really tough. But I think regardless of what happens Saturday night, it's been a successful season for North Crowley because they've gotten around further. They've improved every year under Coach Gates. They beat Duncanville. They beat Allen. They beat Coppell. They beat DeSoto. They beat Denton Geyer. Beat Lancaster. Even though Lancaster only lost in the second round. But, I mean, they ran through the southern sector this year. You know, you can't do nothing but respect it. So
that's fair.
It's been a great year, but it would be disappointing if they didn't finish it. So they got.
You definitely run the South.
They get 48 minutes left in their season, and these seniors they got 48 minutes left in their career, and what a blessing that they get to do it on the biggest stage of all. So I hope Fort Worth and Tarrant County comes out. And shows out and supports these guys because they'd be the first state champion for the city of Fort Worth since the last time North Crowley did in 2003. So
I got a question, Matt. With Westlake, Southlake, Vandergrill, Smithson Valley, Highland Park, all making the state championship.
Mm-hmm.
Is people happy now? Are they? The Soul Bowl era is kind of over. We back to we can have the rich folks and our great Caucasian brothers and sisters. They can come to the stadium and watch their kids, and we ain't got to have Quentin all in the halls, and it ain't the Soul Bowl so much. So I'm just wondering because this year I'm telling you it's been awful different than the past few years.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you get that feel?
I mean, I don't know if anybody's. I think. Me, I just want to see good football, and in the end, I don't really care if it's an all-white team or a team that's all black or a team that's all Hispanic. I'm a fan of good football, and in the state championships, regardless, they bring exciting. Good football. So, for me personally, I'm only going to speak for me. I haven't seen a lot of talk on the internet, but I mean, it's only been a day since the games, the matchups were set. So I haven't seen a ton of talk on the internet about people saying, I'm glad that these, majority black teams aren't in the state championship games. But I don't know if they would even say it like that with their chest. But, you never know. People on the internet can hide behind the username and stuff, so you never know.
P&G will, Coach. So they
yeah, a little bit of that at P&G for sure. But also I don't hang out in those places on the internet, so I don't know. Maybe they are saying it, and I'm just not seeing it because that's not the places that I barely look at my mentions anyway. But when I do look at my mentions, I don't see that personally. I'll be honest, I'm not super fired up about Highland Park and Smithson Valley. I just don't think they're two very exciting football teams, in my opinion. I think they're two good football teams, but I saw Smithson Valley last week against Angleton, and they're a good team, but they're kind of just there's just nothing from their uniforms to everything else, they're just not very flashy. They're just kind of, but they're effective. So you respect it, but they're just, it's like, I think South Lake and Vandergrift's going to be a really good football game.
I was just going to say, I like that game, and I like the Westlake North Crowder game.
Yeah.
But that Highland Park in Smith and Valley, I ain't going to lie, that's like a cookout with no hot sauce.
Yeah. It's just two teams that aren't. Highland Park's had some exciting teams. Like when they played Manville, that was an unbelievable football game. Like those were two. Now I do like Highland Park's defense, and we can say Highland Park is this and that. One thing they are this year on defense, they are very athletic. Like they got some twitchy cats on the defensive side of the ball. So that'll be I think Highland Park, Smithson Valley, honestly, might be first 1 to 14 wins because it's going to be a low scoring defensive game. Yeah, it's going to be a low scoring.
Everybody, if you got any honeydews, your wife wants you to run some errands. The kid, that's 3 hours. That's what you go do.
I'm gonna be there all day regardless. But but the good thing is the Thursday and Friday slate. I'm really excited about all some of the small school games. I think there's some great matchups.
Go over them, Matt. Go ahead and go over them. I'll bring them up. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, first game Wednesday night. We'll go Wednesday night. J-Mac 2AD2.
Okay.
So that's why I'm on tonight, because I'm not going to be on Wednesday because I'm going to be at a state championship game Wednesday night. You got Munster taking on Shiner. And here's a fun fact for you. Shiner is the home of North Crowley head coach Ray Gates.
Yes, sir.
And Shiner's head coach actually coached Coach Gates in high school. So it's a big week. I think Coach Gates told me that a lot of people from Shiner are they're coming up Wednesday night, and they're gonna go home and then come back Saturday night for his game. A whole lot of people from Shiner are going to be coming back to come watch North Crowley and support Coach Gates. That's awesome to see. I love that logo from Shiner, by the way. That's if that's a familiar logo, you know why.
Yes, sir.
It's a great logo, and that's going to be a good game. You got Munster, the cheese versus the beer. So I'm excited for that game. So I think it's going to be a really good small school game. Just if you're a fan of good small school football, Munster's really good too. So I'm really excited about that. And then Thursday morning, you got Stanford and Ganado. Stanford is undefeated, 15-0, really athletic, fast team. A lot of athletes on their team. If you remember, James Washington played wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Yes, went to Oklahoma State.
He's from Stanford. He played at Stanford. So they're really athletic, fast kids. They got a good team. They're playing Ganado. Ganado got to the semifinals last year and lost. They got Terry Bussey in the semifinals last year. They lost to Terry Bussey and Timpson. And so they're back. They got a good team as well. So that should be a really fun matchup. Two really explosive teams that have kind of dominated in 2A Division I all year. These have been the two best teams in 2A D1 all season long. So that's the Thursday game at 11 a.m. And then we get to start getting to some bigger schools now. 3AD2 at 3 o'clock on Thursday. We all know Gunner. They're going for a three-peat. I saw Gunner on Friday out in Abilene. They run that pistol offense. They do a great. They throw it a little bit more this year, but they've got now their best player got hurt. Colin Peacock, the Baylor commit, got hurt in the regional final. He's out for the year. They still have a very good team. I don't think they're quite as strong as last year in Woodville. I like this Woodville team, man. They got Woodville's down around Lufkin. I don't know if you know where that is, Coach Carr. I know you know where Lufkin is, but Woodville's kind of south of Lufkin. They've got a quarterback, a sophomore quarterback, Luke Babin, who's already got a bunch of D1 offers. His mom ran track at LSU, so he's got some good bloodlines. Big-time player, just a sophomore. Keep an eye on him. They got a running back, Tyrion Hunter, who plays running back and defensive end, and he's a freak show athlete, really good player, and a good team. Woodville, the crazy part about Woodville, get this, Coach Carr, is they've been playing football for 100 years. Until this year, they had never been past the second round of the playoffs in 100 years.
Wow.
And this year, they've gotten all the way to the state championship game. So
it's all wrong with it.
Really. And they got a little fire plug running back named Dustin Barlow, who's about 5'6", 230, and he scored the winning touchdown on a touchdown pass last week. So they're a fun team to watch. I like Woodville. And then the Thursday night game, I was telling Coach Coleman from Skyline today, this Thursday night game between Malakoff and Columbus might be my favorite. Might be my favorite game of the weekend. If you just want to go,
too.
Coach Coleman told me he was actually coming to this Thursday night. He wants to come watch. Malakoff has the defending champions out of East Texas. They have the state's longest winning streak at 31 games. They've got, they got a quarterback, Mike Jones, who everybody throws the funny Mike Jones, great athlete. He is
Mike Jones.
He's a quarterback, defensive back. He hits 90 miles per hour pitching in the baseball team. He went to the regional track meet throwing the shot put. Like when your quarterback throws the shot put and goes to the regional track meet, you're doing something. They got two running backs, Tennyson and Jerryon Hall, who are great players, and a linebacker, Parker Poteet. Malakoff's a really, really good team, but they're playing Columbus, man. This Columbus team is a juggernaut. They got the Schobel kids. So if you know the Schobels, they played at TCU. One of them played for the Buffalo Bills. One of them played for the Eagles. Well, their kids are now playing on this Columbus team. And the quarterback, Adam Schobel, is committed to TCU. His cousin, John Schobel, plays linebacker and tight end. He's also committed to TCU. They got a running back, Grayson Rigdon, who was a 3-time six-man football state MVP. Grayson Rigdon is 19-0 in the play, now he's 20-0 in the playoffs. He's won the MVP 3 straight years in six-man. He transfers to a 3A school in his run for like 2,000 yards this year. He's committed to Wyoming for football and basketball because he also averaged 42 points a game in basketball last year.
Dang.
Oh, dang.
Crazy athlete. And Columbus has a wide receiver that's a sophomore named Braylon Fisher, who's also done a lot of great things. So Columbus is really explosive all offense. I'm fired up for this game. This is my favorite game of the weekend, 7 o'clock Thursday night there in AT&T Stadium. And then you move to Friday, and we all know about Carthage, right? I mean, Carthage is going for their 10th state championship. The crazy thing about Scott Surratt, their head coach, is he's won more state championships than he's lost playoff games in his career. He's got 9 state championships and 8 playoff losses.
Damn.
Crazy. And he's 9-0 in the state championship game. Playing Waco La Vega. We know what kind of athletes Waco La Vega has. We know what kind of team that the Pirates bring to the table. So this should be a fun game as well.
I was just going to say, that's Friday morning, right?
Friday at 11, yeah. So
that's the now that Waco La Vega team. Is that the coach from TCU?
No, it's Midway. Waco Midway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this guy La Vega's.
Go ahead, Matt.
He's been there for a while. La Vega's North Waco, Bellmead area, kind of the hood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Our people.
Yeah. They'll
be some seasoning at this game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. We got hot sauce at this one. We going. We going.
Yeah. Carthage,
I got a question about this one.
We didn't go there. I might pull up that one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. My friend, let's look at y'all predictions on this one, man, because I like this one.
This is unanimous.
Nobody believe now. Is La Vega still a pretty small team? Because it seems like they always be like small athletes.
They're not huge. They're not a huge. And Carthage is big. Carthage they got an offensive lineman committed to Arkansas. They got a middle linebacker, DeQuivis Beck, who's I believe got a bunch of D1 offers. And they got that running back KJ Edwards, who's got offers from all the big schools. I mean, Georgia just offered him last week. So
yeah. This is crazy. This is the one. It was some Willow in the press box. Coach was showing us the picture of the outside linebacker. You remember that?
Oh yeah, big number 9 outside linebacker.
Yes, for Carthage.
Yeah, that's Beck.
They got two of them.
Yeah, that's Beck. Yeah, we all ain't nobody picking against Scott Surratt in a state championship game.
I see.
And listen, if you're a fan of offensive football, the stuff that Carthage does offensively is next level. Like the sets and they're gonna throw. There was one game a coach told me that he scouted Carthage and they ran, I think 65 offensive plays and they ran 65 different formations. Like they are a nightmare to prepare for. And so Carr, I'm sure when you watch Carthage, you'll as a defensive guy, it'll be fascinating to watch how Scott Surratt game plans and especially when he gets in his bag. the way he sets plays up and the way he does things, it's really next level. The dude's an offensive genius. He really is.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't either. That I gotta say, man, they ain't gonna get no work out of me Friday. I hope they ain't listening, but they ain't getting no work out of me.
Yeah.
Hey, this next game, man, it's another game, Matt. That
DFW action here, Solana. Yeah,
I love
DFW
this game
East
right
Texas.
here, man.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I think Solana was destined to win state from the end of last year. But what is it that this Kilgore team is going to bring to stop that if it happens?
Kilgore is going to bring a physical brand of football. Kilgore, by nature, their front seven is really, really good. They are fast. They're deep. They rotate a bunch of guys in on the D-line, in and out. They're really athletic. And then their secondary is among the best secondaries in the state, led by a Michigan signee, Jaden Sanders, who is a dog in that secondary for the Kilgore Bulldogs. They'll put him on offense too, and he'll make plays as well. They're talented, they're physical and fast. They've been knocking on the door for several years, and they finally broke through this year. They just kept losing to Chapel Hill in the regional final, and they broke through, beat Chapel Hill 2 weeks ago, 30-6, and then blew past Lavernia 37-13 last week. So Jaden Sanders is the guy to watch, but Jacalen Sheffield also is a guy that's on both sides of the ball that does things for Kilgore. And I'm the only one who picked Kilgore. Everybody else went Solana.
Matt, what's up with
I don't
that?
think so.
You on the phone, man. You on the island by yourself.
I picked Kilgore in the preseason. I'm sticking with them. And Solana, I saw Solana last week, and they're really good. Their junior quarterback, Bo Bentley, is the real deal. He's unbelievable. He's just a junior. He's going to have offers from everybody. 6'2", 200. He's a former soccer player, so he's a great athlete with great feet, and he's quick. And then also the power. He ripped a throw on a rollout into the wind that was just sensational. I mean, his arm talent and the way he can generate power from weird angles because he played of his multi-sport background really makes him impressive. He's an elite quarterback prospect. Solana's got a big offensive line, 2 really good running backs, and a great quarterback who can run the ball as well. I'm a little concerned about Solana's defense. They've struggled the last 3 weeks. They've been touched up a little bit. Kilgore is really explosive on offense, and their defense, I think, is one of the few defenses I think that can slow Solana down a little bit. So we're going to see. I think it's going to be a great game. That's the 3:00 game Friday. And then a lot of my East Texas people called me from Carthage and Kilgore and told me that they were going to stick around and sit on the Sock side Friday night and watch Sock and Randall. And they asked me if they would get if they'd be cool if they were wearing their red and sitting on the Sock side. And I said, as long as you're cheering for Sock, you'll be good. You'll be good to go.
There's some hooligans over there on Sock
side.
Tell them to go over there on Randall's side. I'm just playing.
Yeah, I told them as long as they let another for Sock, they be welcome with open arms. They could be honorary Golden Bears for about 3 hours.
Yes, sir. Hey, B-Rise, Willow, y'all got anything on these games before we have Matt? Pretty much just we're gonna reiterate what.
No, we all agree. We touch and agree. Let the people say amen.
Let's see. Let's say they 6-8. Let's say 6-8 predictions. If they got them.
Okay. So we trying to we judging y'all predictions now, Matt.
Yeah. I know.
Good. That's all good. Hey.
Yeah.
I want to see if anybody gonna shun y'all.
Nah, he good as gold.
I know it, man.
They ain't gonna say nothing. No.
You know what, Matt? I really am intrigued by this matchup right here.
I think it's a good game. I think it's gonna be a really good game.
Oh man, only one Vandergrift.
Yeah, it's just from Austin.
Two.
Carter. Carter went to UT, so he's got Austin ties. He went to UT, so it's just from Austin. So I think Vandergrift can win this football game. I'm not really. I think Vandergrift has this is closer to a 50-50 game than people think.
Now, only thing about this one, what happened to all those move-ins that Vandergrift got right after? Had they left? Right
they graduated. The quarterback went to Louisville. Yeah, he's at Louisville.
And the D-line ones?
Well, they got one that's still there. His name is Deshaun Morgan. He's committed to Arizona State. He's a good player. Number 99. He's a dog.
Got a Deshaun. Do I need to guess what's at the table?
He's not my complexion, if that's what you're saying. So,
but this is interesting though, man. I do like that. I like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good game.
Only two people. So, which one you want to see? Oh, you want to see this one?
Yeah, I want to see that one.
We did have one person pick Westlake. I do remember. I try to remember who it was though.
I ain't gonna lie, right now that's where I'm leaning. Woo!
Tepper picked Westlake. Okay.
Tep just like to go against the grain, man. Tep just be looking around and be like, who can I just go against?
Sometimes he does. Sometimes I gotta go against the grain. Sometimes I gotta do it a little bit. I don't like, especially the state championship games, to see a unanimous vote, unless it's just obvious. I like to see at least somebody go out on. I mean, that's what it was last year when I was the only one who picked PNG. And it wasn't because I was trying to be different. I did see a path, and I thought that last year the matchup favored PNG. So Tepper clearly sees something in Westlake's defense, and I don't blame them. They're really good.
I see something in Westlake. Like I'm telling you now, anybody that don't, this is not good. This won't be easy. This will not be an easy state championship.
No.
Probably. I hope they don't think they just gonna come in here and dance on their way out, because I watched that Westlake team. That's a good Westlake team.
They're really good.
Pastor Tutson told y'all.
He did. That's the one he got right.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll see Pastor Tutson this weekend. He can buy me some nachos, and then we'll be even.
Yeah, tell me you want that cheesesteak.
I got a cheesesteak.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'll take cheesesteak. Dude, that's my tip for AT&T Stadium. Like, there's some tips. Like, if you're a pro at this and you do the whole day, I used to post them on the internet. Listen, if you go into AT&T Stadium, you're gonna be there all day. All right, you're already spending $20 on your ticket, and I know parking is expensive. I don't know what it is. I don't pay for it, but I know it's expensive. Here's what you got to do to survive a triple header at AT&T. I'm gonna give you all this, and I'm gonna get out of here because I got to work tomorrow. You gotta eat a big breakfast. Like, load up, eat a big breakfast before you go. Get full. All right, bring you a water bottle. Bring you a refillable water bottle, because they have water stations around there, so you can get water. It's free, so it's filtered water. It ain't tap water. But bring you a water bottle, squeeze bottle you have at the gym, or your Stanley cup, or whatever you have, and fill it up and drink out of that. That way you ain't gotta be buying drinks. And then if you get one meal at AT&T Stadium, get you the cheesesteak. That's the best deal. It'll fill you up. You'll be good to go. And then between games, don't be sitting down all day. Walk around the perimeter. Like, get up and move around a little bit. Don't just sit in the same. And then also the other thing is don't be an asshole. Like don't, if you're gonna sit in the front row, like the lower level, like if you're gonna sit there and your team is playing, that's fine. But to me, like, that's for the communities, that's for the people, the parents. Yeah. And so, like, if you're on that lower level, like, my thing is, if that's your team, you can sit there and watch. But after that, like, get up, let the parents have those seats. Like, be a decent human being, and let those people see their kids play and their neighbors play. To me, the best seat in the house, you ain't got to move the whole day, is to sit in the second level.
That's it.
And right around the 50-yard line. That's like the best seat. Other than the end zone seats, those are the best seats of the house. When they open the end zone seats, I guarantee you what you're going to see is all coaches in the end zone. Coaches like to sit in the end zone.
Yeah.
You're just going to see a bunch of coaches, a bunch of different school colors in the end zones, watching from the end zone. But I think, like I said, it bothers me when people sit on the lower level or at the 50-yard line.
It don't move.
And
it bothers
me. Don't move. Yeah. Come on, be a decent person. Like, this is high school football. Let these parents and communities see their kids play and have the best view. Because they can take pictures. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, not just for the parents and the football players, but the parents of the drill team girls, the cheerleaders. Those are lifetime memories. Like, let those people have those memories and take pictures of their kids and have those memories. You can still see the ball game from the second level just as good as you can on the first level. But for pictures and just for the parents, be a decent person. That's my advice.
No, I agree with you, man. And you're right about sitting there. I like to sit up to where you almost like directly in line with the big screen. I don't know if that's the second or the third level, but like you right there where you can just look straight at the big screen, and then you can just look down a little bit and you can still see the field. That's the best seat in the house. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That's the best seat in the house.
So yeah, eat a big breakfast, and that way you're not going broke there at AT&T Stadium. You can eat a big breakfast. And if you do that, you can get out of there seeing all 3 games, and you really only got to buy like one actual stadium meal. So
yeah. Okay, Kaiser, I'm gonna hold you to that because I want my Johnny Walker. We definitely go across the street over there to Texas Live.
Yeah.
And
I wish I had the energy to do that, man. But I'd be so tired when I leave there.
I would too.
Luckily, my boss hooked it up this year. He got us a hotel, so we right across the street. So I don't have to drive 45 minutes.
That's good, really good.
Oh yeah, no fighting too. You forgot to say that rule too, Matt.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Come on, yeah. People just act a fool. You get that many people in one place, somebody gonna act stupid and do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I know most of the Dub viewers are gonna be that are gonna be there, gonna be decent folks and
yes, sir.
And be kind to their fellow
citizens.
Yeah, be good citizens, be good people, and be decent people.
That's my motto. Be a good human being, man.
Because you would want somebody to do that for you if that was your child playing. So, So anyway, that's what I got.
I got anything for Matt before you go?
Hey, Matt, who you got? We're waiting for your picks Wednesday.
Oh yeah, well my picks. I mean, technically they're already posted. I mean, you just go.
I already just showed them.
Yeah, okay. they're posted already. So it's on wax now, Carr. I can't run from it now. It's already on wax.
Who did you pick for North Crowley?
North Crowley.
But you didn't ride with North Crowley. Did you ride with North Crowley last week?
No, I took Duncanville. So hopefully I'm allowed back on the bandwagon. But
I never fell off.
Coach Gates did call me today, so I think we're good. He called me earlier today, so
he didn't call me today.
Yeah, he said he didn't like Willow. He said he was gonna put Seagoville on the schedule.
Oh, you want to know which officiating chapters got which games? You want to know that?
Who that?
I got so North Crowley and Westlake got the College Station chapter. Vandergrift and Southlake got San Antonio officials. Highland Park and Smithson Valley got Austin officials. Sock and Randall got Houston officials. And Todd likes Houston. Like Coach Todd likes the Houston chapter. And Salina and Kilgore got Fort Worth chapter.
Okay.
So those are the DFW games.
We'll be watching. I don't think refs is gonna be a problem this year. I think we're gonna be fine.
Yeah. So they got. Hey, don't forget they got instant replay at State. So it's another thing you gotta remember. Do an instant replay. Now they're not gonna replay penalties or anything, but turnovers and scoring plays for sure are gonna get reviewed.
Hey man, it's gonna be I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great weekend. When you going, J Mac? What are you planning on doing this? Are you planning on coming Friday, Saturday?
No.
Just Saturday?
Yeah, because I gotta get my drink from Kaiser. So they might see me Saturday. Because Kaiser
you're not coming to the sock game Friday night?
No.
Okay.
I gotta work. I gotta pay the bills.
I understand.
So maybe after I pay the bills, but more likely I'll probably just go out there Saturday and enjoy it.
Okay.
Enjoy some football. Go watch Riley Dodge win a state championship.
Well, I was gonna go Saturday, but I ain't messing with Gates.
I'm going to see Riley. I'm going to see Coach Dodge. Because I think Coach Dodge.
When does Riley play? When does Riley play?
Saturday at 3. They play at 3 o'clock Saturday.
Okay, I'll go watch Riley. But then I'm leaving right after that. Because that guy behind you and because of Erica Holloway. Erica didn't even stand up for him. Like, that's the foolishness I'm talking about.
Man.
I've been rolling with Coach Gates. You know what? He can't quit me. Stalk him up. Don't worry about it. I'll be right there with you taking that picture when you lift up that trophy.
You're coming Friday for the sock game, right? You're coming up
Friday.
Friday.
I'll be there Friday, man.
All day Friday or just for the sock game?
Just for the sock game, man. I still got to go to work.
Okay.
I know.
I know some coaches who will use going to state as a professional development day.
Well, I relay that to my principal. See how she feel about that.
Hey, I feel like it's professional development for you, Coach.
I do too.
Yeah, see if you can work that out for me.
I would ask her.
All right. B-Raj, you coming Friday, Saturday?
I'll be there Friday for sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm with Carl. I'm with Willow now. I don't know, man. I don't know. if I'm welcome now, I don't know, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my feelings hurt, man. You know.
Got me cussing on here.
You fair, man. It's okay.
You know y'all gonna be there Saturday, though. Don't act like that.
We're always there in spirit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I'll be feeling some kind of way. You know what? Let me just talk to Jesus this week, and I'll let you know.
Look, you need to rebuke Satan. Keep Satan out. Keep him out your
Well, he was very clear about that. I mean, all I needed was some No Vaseline in the background playing, some Not Like Us, a song. I mean, I just felt like that was a diss track on.
Yeah.
That sound real aggressive. And then he started doing this. I'm like, yo,
hit you up. Yeah.
I'm gonna let that one ride though. I blame America for that.
Gotcha. Well, I hope Fort Worth shows out. So y'all come out. So all right, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta work tomorrow. I'll holler at y'all. Hopefully,
all right, man.
Hopefully see y'all, and hopefully when I make my laps around the concourse, I'll run into some Dub fans as well. So
yes, sir. Hey, if you're a Dub fan, man, and you see Matt, tell him, give him a salute.
Please speak to me. Yeah, say hi to me. So I love, it's good to meet fellow like-minded high school football fans.
There you go.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, y'all be good.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate Matt for hanging in there with us, man. He gave us damn near 2 hours, man. If I see you, hey, man, I know you're listening. If I see you, I'll buy you a cheesesteak. But now, first, Alonzo gonna do it, so I'll get your second one. Look, he owes you. But yeah, man. Hey, man, what y'all got, man? I want to play this interview with Cornelius Warren, man. But if y'all ain't got nothing else, we can wrap it up if y'all want.
Swaggy Hollywood standing here live for OC meeting with my boy Cornelius Warren. Cornelius. So like I just told Coach Ray Gates a while ago, this is year 4 for you, man. You've been here 3 times. It didn't end well. Tonight, you came out here and you put everything on the line tonight. How you feeling right now going to AT&T next week?
I'm feeling great. Job's not finished, though. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm trying to go get that ring. That's the main goal. We got this out the way. Now we on to the next.
It was some tough drives tonight, but you put the game on the line tonight where you got that 3rd and 1. When you got that 1 yard and you just knew that 1 yard was enough to advance your team to the state championship, what was going through your mind?
I told Coach I got him. Really what's going through my mind, emotions was running, emotions was high. Because we've been working for this for the longest, but we said it was like senior year, we don't get that one. Senior year, we really thought we was going to get it last year, but so it didn't go as planned. We worked this whole offseason just to get back here, and now we're here. Job done, but job ain't finished.
Hey, man, I've been knowing you since you was a freshman.
No, for real. You gave me the first interview. Shout out to Doug, for real. They always, my dog, they going to be wherever I'm at, for real.
Hey, Cornelius Warren, North Crowley. My man going to state. OCT Media, holla at me.
Yeah. He did say shout out to Doug gave him his first interview because that was me and Willow at the Mesquite Horn scrimmage.
It was, but now I wish his coach felt the same way.
Well, the coach got, coach got a right to be in his feelings too. He said you supposed to pick against the number 1 team in the nation with the Gatorade Player of the Year. That's all.
Well, apparently I didn't get that memo.
Yeah, Swagger was riding from day 1, even though he picked DeSoto.
Hey, I'm just trying to figure out why Gates wasn't mad when we picked Duncanville last year.
Oh, well.
I mean, why you mad this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Petty Carr is coming. Petty Carr is coming.
Shit. Just saying, man. We always right. Don't act like that, man. What's wrong with him, man?
Hey, man.
Sorry,
man.
I love Coach Gates, man. I continue to love Coach Gates.
Hey, man, if I gotta support him from afar, I will, man. I ain't tripping. I am not tripping because I was there from day 1, so I'm gonna always be there. So
yeah, Yeah, we was there from when the scrimmage started. And we came back and told everybody, and everybody kept talking about the signature win. And then now you got your signature win plus the signature win. And now it's, the people who got you there, it's going to do as bad, huh?
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to go for you, though.
It don't matter. I'll see y'all in 9 months, Coach. Coach.
He meant that.
He said that with his chest and with a smile.
He did.
He woke up to say that, Willow.
He was waiting on that one because he was like, shit, I'm out.
Oh, shit.
I ain't be right, shit. I ain't mad at you, man. Yeah, go ahead.
This is fun. I loved it. This is fun, Coach.
It was fun, man.
It was fun. But hey, Tuesday night?
Huh?
Tuesday night?
Tuesday night. Tuesday night, man. Yeah, man. We're going to go ahead and get it popping, man. We're going to talk about some good fun stuff. Talk about this past weekend. Talking about, these programs that are playing and who's the next up-and-coming program. And see if we can get Coach Yates to text me and say, hey, Coach Carr, I know you voted against me, but I know you ride with us. And I'm like, say it, huh? Go.
Hey, man. Cowboys won, so you know how we got to go out.
Hey, ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved? Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still involved? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still involved. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still involved. Oh! I'm still them boys. I'm still them boys. Yeah. I'm still them boys. Yeah. I'm still them boys. Call and check on me. Hey, I'm still them boys. Them boys.